What I would like to do in this video tutorial is to sort of bring everybody up to speed about where we are in the development of this website, and also what I want to do is on one of the listings I want to show you where we're going to go ahead and use or insert a Google map. And so let's just go over where we are right now. If I click here, you'll see that we have my About page. Notice that I don't have any home page yet. We'll get to that in future tutorials. Then here I have listings, and I'm going to go down these listings so that you see what they look like. The first one here is a listing up where I happen to live, Monaghan Court. And if you go down here, you'll see the house, you'll see the details, and then as we go down here, you will see that we have a Google map. And this Google map is fully functional. You can move it around. You can go in here, for example, and get the satellite view. You can go in here and get the Earth view. So there's actually, if you put a plug in, I'll go back to the map here for a minute. But the point that I want to make is that we are able to insert an interactive Google map, which would help clients be able to find the property that you have for sale. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just scroll back up to the top. I'll show you that I also have a Google map here on this property. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here, and you can see I have a Google map. Another thing I want to point out too is you'll notice that this map is sort of just blending into the background. There's really no border here. So that's another thing that I'm going to be talking about in this video tutorial. And then I'm going to go down to the last one, which is Terracina Drive. And here you'll see that what we have is just a photograph. We have property details, but we do not have a map inserted here yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and talk about how we actually insert a map into, if you will, this particular page. So the first thing that I'm going to have to do is go back to my control panel or my dashboard. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up that last one that we have, which is the page. I'm going to go to all pages. And I'm going to go to the one that's Terracina Drive, which is located right here. And you're going to notice that if I scroll down here, you'll see the picture of the house, you see the details, but you don't see the map. So what we're going to do is be inserting the map in there. Another thing that I want to point out here is that this editor has two different views. It has a visual view that you see here. And then this over here is what we call an HTML version. In other words, this is going to show the code that's behind the scenes. So when I insert the map, I have to be in this mode here. Now a lot of this is going to look like a lot of gibberish and gobbledygook to a number of you. But basically what's going to happen here is that this is all the code that's in the background. I need to be in this mode in order to insert the map. So I'm going to go down here. And I know that that's at the end of the page where I want to be. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google Maps for a minute. So in order to do that, I'm just going to go ahead up here and go to Google Maps. I've already created a page. And what you do is, as you all probably know, when you go to Google Maps, you just put the address in here. And then right here is where you have a link. And this link right here gives you two different versions that you can do. You can also put a short link in here, but what I'm concerned about is this code that's right here. Now what I want to do when I put this in the page, I want to go ahead and customize this a little bit. As you can see, this just says an iframe, and it gives me the width and the height. And I want to make that look a little bit different, so I click on this button, and I'll go here too, and let me just see if I can pull this down right to about here. And what I'm going to do actually is just move this down a little bit, drag this up so I can get to the bottom right here, and move this up. And that should look okay. And now I'm going to go ahead in here, and I want to make this a custom size. And I have predetermined that I would like to have the width to be about 600 pixels. So I'll go 600. And then just click over here. You'll see the map over here will jump to the right. So it makes it a little bit larger. So what I'm going to do is scroll down here, and this is the code that I have to copy. As you can see, this right here said where I just changed it to 600 pixels wide. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this code all the way down to the very bottom. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go ahead and minimize this, and I'm going to bring back up my editor page, which is right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right here and I'm just going to paste. And when you see this, you're going to see that it's pasting this code in here, which in many cases really won't make a lot of sense to you. One thing that I do want to point out though is that I do like to have a border around my page. So right here where it says frame border, I'm just going to highlight that just like this, and I'm going to put a 1 in there. So it'll be a 1 pixel border. And then I'm going to go ahead and say update. And I'm going to go ahead and preview my change. And as you can see now, I have the Terracina Drive, I have the information, and then right down here is where my Google Map is. So that's really all there really is to it. Just to reiterate or go back again, what I'm going to do is I'll go back to the dashboard again. The key thing that you want to do when you're doing these pages like this is to go in and select the page and make absolutely sure that you are not in the visual mode. You want to be, because if you're in the visual mode, after you paste it, you'll see this, but you want to be to insert any kind of page, like for example, if I'm going to insert a YouTube video or another website, or in this case a Google map, I need to be in this version right here, which is HTML. Just scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then again where I put the code was right after the last item. This is where all that information is located, and that comes from Google, and a lot of this we could spend a lot of time going over what all this means, but it's essentially everything that's necessary to display that map. The other thing that I want to mention is when I put mine in, I like to go in here and change the frame border from a 0 to a 1 because it makes it set off from the page a little bit better. I'll go in and preview my changes, and as you can see, I see my picture, I see my property details, and I see my Google map. So this is very simple. You'll notice that on a lot of real estate websites that the agents will go ahead and put this map in their listings or in their office location to help their client find out where things are located. And I think this is really important so you understand how to insert, because almost everything nowadays that you're going to insert into a web page, they're going to give you this code fragment, which is going to be an iframe, and you have to know how to do that. And thanks for watching.